ready for it.
Yeah,
and Rocke actually shutting WebJP down. WebJP was on a tear, looking strong for winner side top 24, but getting knocked out 3-2 by Rocke. So we've got Pac-Man versus Peach, and an exciting first game for our winner side top 24.
Rocke in general has had a really good tournament so far. I got to commentate his set versus Chugs, and I think a lot of the plans that he had and the counterplay that he had versus Chugs' hero was really good. The way he uses Bell is so nice, and like the way he played around the bounce especially, and his situational awareness of where his items are going and how he can capitalize off of the angles that his, because Pac-Man projectiles are very strange in terms of Smash. Pac-Man players obviously very used to it, but you can tell Rocke has spent so much time labbing things out and playing this character that he knows his angles so well, and he knows exactly which way the fruit is going to send, and he knows exactly which confirm is going to get him that KO the earliest. And he got some really nice ones off of like Bell into side B, and then like literally 8 out of like 9 stocks that he took felt like it was Bell F smash. So you can tell Rocke has played a lot of Pac-Man.
Absolutely. Now, what's interesting here is that we see Rocke, unlike a lot of other Pac-Mans we've been seeing, playing for center stage, playing for that position as opposed to camping it for fruit, just trying to hold down the center, keep Ling on the sides, and then fish for Bell combos, fish for stray aerials. But I don't know how successful that's going to be because Ling suddenly has a stage advantage.
I think against Peach it's going to be a little bit more difficult because once she has a turnip, she just has so much momentum and she can really take space a little bit more easily around the hydrant. Even though it's going to hold center stage pretty well for Rocke, I think Ling is a player that is going to be able to play around that really well. And just like that, if you get caught, like Peach can move surprisingly fast, especially with the flip cancels, and she can get in on you way quicker than it seems. And Ling is not the caliber of player who is going to get caught off guard and is going to see that fruit getting pulled, and he's going to punish you for it.
Absolutely. Rocke's just going to hold the Bell, play with the Bell for now. You know, what you really need is a Bell confirm to get a kill, because if you start racking up damage like this from Ling's combos, you're going to be in a tough spot for stock too.
And Ling has also had a great tournament so far. Like we said, win over Mute Ace is nothing to scoff at whatsoever, and he is on a tear, even with the DDD with the Peach, and he's taken some names. He's made it to top 24 winners for a reason. I'm kind of curious in looking at his bracket path. I wonder how many games he's dropped. I know he dropped 1 to Chugs, and he took out WebJP. I think it was a close set, but here we're looking for Ling to kind of push this momentum forward. He's looking very, very solid this tournament and could make a run in the top 8.
Absolutely, and this is the edge guard, the ledge trap, and that's going to take stock 2. Now, Ritual, who you guys just got to hear commentate, she was telling me about Ling's matchup experience against Pac-Man, specifically against Kiwi. Ling has a lot of matchup experience with this. They've been carpooling with Kiwi since Kiwi was 10, I think is what Ritual was saying.
He's been playing for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, although Rocke is coming into this Winners Top Side 24 as a different caliber of player, I think this matchup experience on Ling's side is going to be huge. I don't think that Rocke has nearly as much Peach experience.
I think Peach, despite being such like a strong character in the metagame, or maybe not in the metagame, just a strong character in general, she's kind of unknown, or not really unknown, but she's underplayed. Because she has such a high level of execution that you need to meet in order to be effective with her. And Ling, credit to his name, has put so much time into this character that he's very effective with that execution. And as I say that, Bell F smash connects on the very unsafe side B, and 70% isn't an unmakeable comeback by any means for Rocke. He's done it before already this tournament, and I would like to put the faith in him, but Ling still with a solid 105% lead, and now Peach is approaching that percentage where she can really just hit a confirm and your stock is over.
Yeah, Rocke's really fishing for these Galaga combos, trying to rack up the damage so that you can pick a different fruit. But for now, with Ling only at 39-50%, now we're looking for different fruits because the Galaga is to be expected. So Rocke doing a little bit of mix up here. Keeping center stage, this is good.
I think the side B going wide was almost very scary there for Ling. I think there was an opportunity there for maybe if Rocke had a different fruit in hand to capitalize off of that. But lucky for Ling, he gets to retake center stage around this hydrant, wait for it to go down, pull a winky face, and then you can see the classic setup is like the Bell. Oh my God,
that was spicy.
It didn't get the hitbox where it gets really strong at the end, but that's some pretty good damage. And little by little, Rocke is making this comeback, and it's kind of at that point where Peach is going to struggle a little bit if you don't get like a really solid fair confirmer, edge guard or something like that. You need a nair. F throw isn't going to be enough here, even though Pac-Man is pretty light. So you're looking for an up air, a nair, and finally a hydrant connects.
89%. Rocke has Bell in hand.
Oh, he wasn't close enough.
Didn't expect the jump, expected the dash up actually, but get Bell back in hand. Oh, the stun!
Oh my God, it
not going to be able to confirm because he was in hit stun.
That was so close. I could see the vision for Rocke, and he almost made that all the way. And now up throw, not quite. Back throw, not going to be enough either. But we are approaching that up throw kill percent.
Woo, happy turnip, not going to take it though.
Rocke makes it back, but then Nair should be. Even on the other side of the stage, that's going to take it. And I think
safe roll read coverage. That was just like a good option to pick. Wasn't anything dangerous. Very low risk, very high reward. And unfortunately for Rocke, rolled right into it.
The pressure was starting to build for Ling a little bit, and you could probably tell, but once again, Ling is a veteran of the game. He's played for so long. He's cool and calm in those situations and just knows what he needs to do in order to secure that KO. And he did a great job. And Rocke, to his credit as well, made a pretty solid comeback so far. And I think Rocke is starting to get used to the matchup a little bit more, and he is starting to understand how Ling wants to approach, how he wants to play this neutral game. And I think we can expect to see close games for the entire set based on what we just saw.
Absolutely. Now, I didn't anticipate us going back to PS2, but I think Rocky's going to play a little bit more around fruit than center stage, and we're seeing that right now, actually. Fishing for the Galaga combos, trying to get into bell percentage or something that's going to help confirm what Rocke already has, which is a center stage.
I really like the way Ling has worked around Hydrant, and I think that Rocky's noticing that. He doesn't need to throw Hydrant as much. He's been doing the grab bell in hand and throw Hydrant below, catch the bell, and throw it again below him, and I think Ling is already used to that. Nice little up smash. I don't know if it was a hitbox extension or not off of the Hydrant, but that was really nicely done, and Ling kind of put himself in a bad spot in order to punish that side B, but still pretty even percent, and this is close to KO confirm percent for Peach, but I think it's going to be very difficult for Ling to find that confirm, especially with how safe Rocky's been playing behind this Hydrant. So it's going to be an uphill battle to take stocks, I think, this set for the most part.
Now, Rocky's doing a pretty good job positioning around Fruit and Hydrant, but Ling doing an even better job of staying on the defense. This is a last hit situation for the first stock, I think, for either player, but Ling needs, I was going to say, Ling needs a little bit more position, and he found it.
I think you could tell that Rocke was starting to autopilot the bell behind Hydrant a little bit, and Ling noticed that, and he said, I'm going to punish it this time. As soon as he saw Hydrant go down, he expected the bell to come in as well, and he said, all right, this time I'm going to get a fair off, and it worked beautifully. Ooh, that was not beautiful. Just
nice.
Runs right into the Hydrant, and that's going to be Ling's first stock gone as well. Still 2-2, only a 39% lead as soon as I say that, but I think there's no momentum that's neither player is able to gain a lot of momentum in this set, especially with how patiently Rocky's been playing and how slow he's been taking these games. And slow is an understatement. He's been so patient the entire game, waiting for his opponents to try to do something unsafe, to break the Hydrant, or to punish the Fruit, and it's hard for anyone to gain any momentum when Rocke has this kind of play style.
Yeah, Rocke has great awareness that the Galaga is going to cover most of the airspace where Peach would like to be floating for a lot of these, entry fairs or up air ones. But unfortunately, Ling has already adapted to the Galaga being in the air, and so Rocky's got to mix in more fruit. Galaga's still around, but I mean, Ling is really just playing incredibly around all of these projectiles.
The damage shows that Ling is in the lead by a little bit, but I think it's just about even right now. I think Bell F smash is a little bit easier of a confirm to hit than anything Peach could possibly do, because Peach, you're required to ledge trap, you're required to get strange confirm off of down tilt or something, and I think it is just easier to find the Bell F smash than it is to find a Peach confirm in general, and you can play behind Hydrant, you can use so many of Pac-Man's tools to find that confirm, and it's just an easier execution, and this might be Bell up smash.
Very nice.
Just like I said, and Rocke knows exactly how the water is going to push his fruit, and once again, it's character mastery at its finest, and I think Rocke is a great example of a Pac-Man specialist who knows just pretty much everything about this character, and it's really nice to watch.
Ironically, this situation has kind of been covered in a video by Muteace about how Pac-Man has a little bit more of a straightforward game plan, a little bit easier time confirming kills, and therefore is easier to win with than Peach. And yes, that can be true.
It's the Incineroar problem.
Exactly. It's the Incineroar Palutena problem. That can be true, but it requires you to play neutral better than your opponent from the get-go to get those openings. Yes, Ling has to do a lot more to confirm into damage and to confirm into kills, but with the way that Ling's been playing the position, I don't think that Rocky's even going to find the one opening that he needs.
That was the first grab we've seen from Rocke, I think, in 5 games that I've watched him on stream. He has not pressed the grab button once, understandably, as Pac-Man's grab.
Absolutely.
Pretty bad. Oh, that could have been an up smash. I don't think it would have killed, but it would have given him a lot of stage positioning. But I think I am glad he chose to grab the bell instead of going for more damage, just because holding the bell in hand is such a threatening position for Pac-Man to be in. You have so much pressure literally just by holding the bell in hand. And finding another fruit, you can tell that Ling really wants to punish the fruit pull, and just like that, he just was a little bit too slow to get to him. So Rocke got the bell out, got the up smash, and he got to charge it as well, so Ling was definitely dead.
It's smart. Rocke definitely just playing around the bell, holding the bell, waiting until that there was a clear opening for Ling to make a mistake, because all you need is one bell to get the kill. Ling needs a few stray hits to confirm, or something really spicy close to the edge. And so all you do, hold bell, play for center, force Ling to try to throw out aerials, which is exactly what happened, and Rocke found the opening.
One of Ling and Peach in general's biggest strength is these ability, just like we're seeing right now, to get these low percentage combos that carry your opponent across the stage. And Pac-Man is such a difficult character to do that against because there's so much disruptive power in his kit. By pulling fruit, by throwing hydrant down, you adjust the stage to the point that it is difficult for you to play like you normally would in neutral. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
In that you're getting pushed around, you're getting your combo stopped, you're getting your combos stopped, you're getting fruit thrown at you. Everything just becomes slightly more difficult when you are playing against Pac-Man, especially one of this caliber. But Ling just calling out the high recovery heat. You can tell that Ling adapted to the way that Rocke is choosing to throw these hydrants down, because he said, I know you're going to throw hydrant here, I'm going to up-B you, and you're going to die off the top. And that was just what we need, the kind of adaptation we need from Ling in order to turn this set into a 3-1.
Absolutely. What do you think about the stage selection being Kalos for Ling?
I think I like the platform placement a little bit more against Pac-Man. It is a little bit difficult to edge guard, but at the same time, it feels like I also think Ling just kind of wants a change of pace because Rocke was getting very comfortable on PS2, and you can tell that Rocke is a player that goes off of rhythm a lot, and he has his setups, he has his muscle memory that goes very well. He's really good at reading situations and playing around those situations. So if you let a player like that get really comfortable, they will just be able to keep reading the situations and get faster and faster at reading them. And so change of pace, even just like seeing the color change on the stage, you start reading things a little bit differently. You kind of have to reset a little bit. And I think Ling, maybe that's what he's thinking when he wants to go there. I don't really know enough about Peach to say if this stage is like good for Peach or not. Mute would be able to tell you yes or no, but that's the way I see it. Absolutely.
Now, this isn't really come into play, but Ling has not been getting very lucky with the vegetable pulls. It's mostly just been smileys and, the occasional winky every once in a while.
We saw one stitch phase,
right,
and it just went into the ground.
Nice
fair.
Nice.
That's all. That's what we're trying to see from Ling. We want him to pressure Rocke a little bit more in order to keep him from getting comfortable in center stage. And we are seeing this game plan happen once again, where Rocke wants to use Hydrant to control center stage and push Ling into the corner and then start pulling fruit in order to tack on damage, maybe get some bell confirms, start a couple of combos with fair trains and whatnot. But Ling is super patient now. He doesn't need to approach anymore. We're at the point where Ling has a full stock lead. He is fully lapped in %, and he can run. Honestly, he could run away for the entire game if he wanted to, and he would still win.
Absolutely, but when your air-to-airs as Peach are just so much better against Pac-Man, there's really no point in not at least playing for the position.
Yes.
And that's exactly what Ling is doing. Just throwing out aerials, not doing anything too high risk, but just making sure that Rocke doesn't have the freedom to set up bells conveniently and therefore not put himself into a more dangerous position that he could be in if he just played a little bit more aggressive.
This is looking very good for Ling, like a stark contrast from what Game 2 was.
Oh,
Ling was having so much trouble approaching and was unable to get anything off of Rocke when he had Hydrant down and when he had fruit in hand. And Rocke has had so many just absurd F smash callouts this entire tournament. He did it so many times against Chugs as well, punishing the ledge get up, punishing just like a slow option at all. And Rocke just, I think his timing with those is almost impeccable.
Yeah.
Oh, that was...
That's the punish.
I think he should have gone to the ledge, and I think he knows he should have gone to the ledge as well, and he just maybe angled it wrong. And
he might have been going for the slightly above ledge snap where you can't get 2 framed.
I think that was a mistake.
That was probably just
and
a little bit of a miscalculation.
Ling, to his credit, capitalized on it extremely quickly.
Absolutely.
So he knew exactly what he could do. He had turnip in hand. He just hit an air, and at I think it was at like 120. That's going to be a kill.
What do you think the adaptation is going to be? Are we going back to PS2? Do you think that there's a stage reasoning that might, help Pac-Man, or do you think that Rocky's got to figure something else out?
I think he wants comfort, so he's going to go back to PS2, and I'm pretty sure he did go back to PS2 based on how quickly he went back to the stage on the CESS. He knew exactly where he wanted to go, and there you go. It's PS2, and this is a good stage for Pac-Man. I think the platform height is very good for Galaxian as well, so that's another thing. Kalos is probably... It's not easy to get those Galaxian combos off of the Kalos platform layout, and I think maybe if Rocky wins this game, he might consider banning Kalos, just because that's his worst stage but that might open up Peach to have one of her good stages as well. I wonder. I'm kind of curious what Rocky's bans are. It feels like it's a very difficult, like a touchy situation on what you want to ban. Very give and take, and the differences between these stages, especially in this matchup, can be very subtle. And it's not as night and day as, say, like FD for Steve. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or FD for Kazuya.
Rocky's trying to hold. Oh, very nice. Okay, getting the Gauda combos. Oh, couldn't quite confirm.
No! The insane reversal. Oh, Rocky.
Parasol.
Oh, no. He was cooking such a beautiful steak, and then the pan fell off the stove.
That's like one of the first time Rocky's got a really solid combo starter in, and Ling just immediately responded to the mistake with a parasol option. The first time that we've seen that this set, really just great awareness. Ling is not on autopilot at all.
You can tell Ling is reacting really well, and I think he's starting to get... Oh, you're dead.
Okay, and then you just kind of float into the bell, and that's, we don't talk about that.
That's okay. He still has a 74% lead, and I think Ling feels very good about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
He knows he got a little lazy, and I think even though he lost the stock there, I think Ling was like, all right, let's chill. I started autopiloting immediately. Let's stop.
Right.
And that's all you need to get a mental reset when you're a player of this caliber.
Definitely. Yeah, this is definitely an uphill battle. Rocky's got to get back to center. Got to get something happening. Maybe have to go for some very risky options.
Ling's pressure has been very, very good this game, and I think holding the center stage has been super good. And he's looking to keep Rocky from... Once again, like we said earlier, the game plan was to keep center stage for Rocky. And now Ling is like, you know what? I'm going to pressure you even more. I'm going to go even faster. I'm going to get in your face. And even though I have a lead, I'm going to approach you because look at how comfortable Rocky is behind this hydrant pulling fruit. If Ling can keep him from getting comfortable, then he's going to play worse.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense going back to PS2 as well, just specifically for the speed. Peach's airspeed, despite being the floating character, is not exactly, top tier. And Pac-Man has a lot of options to make space before Peach can get to it.
Oh, that was a great ledge trap.
Out.
That was really, really nice.
Fantastic.
I don't know if it was a read or if it was a read. It was probably a read, but the pressure from Ling just a little too much on shield, and I like the way that Ling maneuvered that around the bell and then around the F smash as well. I think he knew the F smash call out was going to come, and he was ready for it. And just now Ling is so used to bell. He's running underneath it to dash attack and punish that. Just super nice. And you can tell Ling is playing a little bit more grounded because Rocky has gotten a lot of these bells while Ling has been float canceling, has been in the air. And now Ling already made that adaptation that he's running underneath. He's going for grabs. He's ready for it. Key comes out for the first time in the set, and it doesn't kill. We're at 153. Peach is not that heavy, and she's still living.
Stage PS2. I mean, you gotta expect a little bit more.
Really nice side B from the ledge as well. It just feels like Rocky cannot start anything, and Ling, the pressure, the adaptation is complete, and Ling is just ready. And the fair is going to send Rocky to the loser's bracket. Beautifully done from Ling.
Turns out Pac-Man with vegetable in hand is not quite as good as Pac-Man with fruit in hand.
Yeah.